Now, Nelson Mandela Bay councillor Andile Lungisa has opted to remain in jail despite being granted bail by the Grahamstown High Court earlier today. Joining us now to explain why Lungisa's about turn is former ANC Youth League's National Executive Committee member and spokesperson for the Free Lungisa Campaign, Newzroom Afrika. Good evening, and thank you so much for your time tonight. Let's just begin with the reasons for this about turn.
Well, thank you very much. Mr. Andile Lungisa welcomes heartily the decision by the Grahamstown High Court to grant him bail, and he sees this as a path towards establishing full justice for him, which will culminate into a victory in the Constitutional Court. Mr. Lungisa, however, felt that him being inside the North End prison introduced him to the wonderful work that the Correctional Service of South Africa has been doing. He has already been enrolled into several courses that are aimed at rehabilitative and retributive measures that are available within the system of our corrections. For this reason, he wants to conclude this program within a matter of weeks, that he shall oblige to the bail conditions. Mr. Lungisa is, however, not ceding or giving up on the Constitutional Court challenge, as he feels that his name will finally be cleared and justice will be presented for him at the apex court of our country.
And Abner, pardon me, but there has been a little bit of confusion here, particularly when you say that he still believes that justice will prevail, but then he has enrolled for rehabilitative programs here in prison and he would like to complete these. Is this an admission of guilt? Does he believe he's got something to be rehabilitated for?
No, it's not an admission of guilt. Mr. Lungisa has accepted, even previously, that the altercation with Mr. Reno inside the council meeting was quite an unfortunate incident. And he, as a matter of fact, reached out to Mr. Reno and they exchanged good relations now with him. They are even family friends, they exchange each other. Mr. Reno himself has pleaded for Mr. Lungisa that indeed they are now seeing eye to eye and this is behind them. But however, the courts have not seen reason why not to incarcerate Mr. Andile Lungisa. For this reason, we still pursue that justice needs to be served for Mr. Lungisa. This Mr. Lungisa remaining inside prison is an expression of the highest levels of remorse of a good individual, but it's an expression of the true values of the ANC cadre of revolutionary morality. And we commend Mr. Lungisa for taking such a stand.
And let's talk then about these programs that you say he's hoping to complete in a matter of weeks. Which are some of those that he himself has now enrolled for?
Well, I wouldn't know the programs as such within the system of corrections, but they are available always to people in prisons, the inmates, including the refugees that always visit correctional facilities. But I think these are programs that are generally aimed at rehabilitating people who are inside the system of corrections, but also serve as a measure of retribution in our system of corrections. And we are grateful that Mr. Lungisa sees that when an opportunity presents itself to make him even more good than he seizes the moment, seizes the opportunity such as this. It's a rare quality indeed, and we commend him for that.
And talking about seizing the moment, some have said that this is a PR exercise.
No. There's no need for PR exercise. We will want to languish in jail just for PR exercise. That's quite unreasonable, and I think this should just be deleted.
And I want us to then look at one of the reasons that was also furnished by the family through a statement as to part of why he is currently behind bars, also citing that there are cultural considerations that have just been made and being taken into account here for this, while making this particular decision for him to remain behind bars. What are some of those cultural considerations, if you can maybe be able to expand on those for us?
Well, we decided to leave this matter to their family to continue with their inward spiritual outlook on the issues. We do not interfere with the practices of the Lungisa family, and we leave it to them. If they've got any other reason as a family, let's give it what I'm told by Mr. Lungisa.
And let's talk then about his state. Have you had maybe a chance to talk to the family about how he's doing?
Yes, most certainly. I'm always in regular contact with Mr. Ayonge Lungisa, who is the brother to Andile Lungisa, and Mr. Kela Lungisa, members of the family, very close friends to the family of Lungisa. And Mr. Lungisa is holding up high because he's encouraged by the overwhelming support that is receiving from different generations of members of the ANC, in the general public in the Republic of South Africa, and all activists who are guided by the innermost sense to fight for justice are rallying behind him. And this is definitely lifting his spirit high. And I'm sure that's what encourages this move that he's also taken now.
And Abner, as a final question from me tonight, let's talk about the Corn Court. And of course, he has set his sights to that particular court to be able to, to just grant him his wishes. What happens if it doesn't rule in his favor?
Well, let's cross the bridge when we get there. But from where we are sitting, and I'm sure you have also seen the video, we are quite confident that the apex court of our country will reign on the lower courts to actually respect the constitution of this country. We're quite confident that Mr. Lungisa will come out of this unscathed.